Welcome to the Delco Nerd Network Hot Takes. You're probably asking yourself, Gooch, what exactly is a hot take? Well, it's where a few friends sit in a basement, give our thoughts, give our opinions on a TV show, a movie, or a game. And today we're going to be talking about a movie, and that movie is Glass by M. Night Shyamalan. Of course, co-host Chris Trio, as always.
What's going on, guys? How you doing, Gooch?
So, Glass.
We saw it. We came. We conquered.
The sequel to Unbreakable and Split, of course, by M. Night Shyamalan.
The threequel. Yeah. No, so this is the final movie in his Unbreakable trilogy.
So did they confirm this is the last? Like they're not doing it anymore?
Well, the way he was talking about it before, it was like it's a trilogy. So I mean,
okay.
Who knows? We might get more. I doubt it. I think he was kind of planned it as like a trilogy.
I have a response to that, but we'll get there.
I don't know. They definitely set up things seeds for another movie, I think, by the end of this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Of course, but
yeah.
I don't know if we'll necessarily get a sequel, but what do you think, Gooch? Just broad thought.
I really, really liked it. It's definitely like a comic book movie film, this one especially, and Unbreakable kind of falls into that as well, but Split really doesn't.
Well, Split, yeah, it does a good job of not making you realize it's in that universe until the end, which I appreciate.
Unbreakable is kind of its own thing, obviously.
Sure.
It's the first one. It doesn't really set up other movies. Split connects the two.
Yeah.
And then Glass, it's kind of
the culmination.
It's a culmination of the other two movies.
Correct.
But, just like kind of Split does in the end, I feel this movie kind of like throws something that you don't expect at all. That you couldn't have guessed either.
Yeah, no,
I feel like there's a lot, like, the end of the last maybe like half hour of the movie, a lot of stuff just starts coming to light, and it's like, whoa, like, I couldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they definitely, like, they take these comic book tropes and weave them into the movie in not necessarily like a try to hide it way, but like in like, this is, Glass's whole thing is, comic books are steeped in real life in some way, shape, or form. They have to be, or else how would we get to them? And you see these tropes come up that are like, oh, this is where the comic books maybe get them. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I did.
Just like Glass does in Unbreakable, he's like drawing these parallels, if there's this polar opposite, or if there's this
someone
one side,
there
has
to
be a polar opposite, and, applying like everything that's going on to some comic book, which you could do easily, like today or something, like in real life, you could do that. So what he's doing is it's very like realistic take on like adapting like comic book stories,
and even
tropes,
Glass seems to be almost aware of that to a degree. He's like, I know, I am doing this because this is what the bad guy does.
It's very meta.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I was reading online, some people weren't the biggest fan of that, like, with him kind of like, oh, then the bad guy shows up to do that. And I'm like, I kind of felt like that was
kind of like a thing.
Well, I thought that was in his character. Like,
exactly,
this is, I felt like it's
I mean, it'd be weird
if
that was like every comic book movie.
No, of course, but that's the idea. This is the real world, and these superheroes are there. And I think they do a cool explanation of explaining maybe... Full spoilers, by the way, right now. Or should we go into... like,
if you want to, sure.
Just with some of the stuff of, like... There's, like, this whole thing of... They're trying to keep the superheroes out of the light, and how long have they been around, did she say? She's like, we've been doing this for, like, so many years... 10,000 years or something like that. So that's cool.
I think we're jumping in the pond.
No, I don't care.
I don't think I want to just yet. I think we should take it back.
Fair enough. What else did you want to talk about in the beginning parts?
I
really liked the Doctor character. I thought she was really well played. I don't know what her name is, the actress who plays her. Either. She's in like American Horror Story and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. She's pretty well known, but I can't remember her name. I really enjoyed her performance. I thought she did a very good job. One thing I didn't love the whole time maybe was how Glass didn't really talk for maybe the first half of the movie. He was stuck in there.
In the middle of the movie, I was kind of wondering, why is this movie called Glass?
Yeah.
He's barely in it.
Yeah.
And then I think at the end, it kind of like, I was like not sure about it, and I was questioning it, and I was like, maybe this movie should have been named something else. And then at the end, I think it sells me.
No, totally. I agree with that.
Why.
100%. And
though he really isn't in the first like half of the movie.
No, he isn't. I mean, you see
him, but he doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't really command the screen at those points. But I thought it was interesting.
And you kind of figure out why.
Yeah, I really like the idea of David Dunn and his son like kind of being this team like for these past couple years of like taking down people, and he's like, I love this
like a vigilante would.
What are you doing,
like
Dad?
The guy in the chair.
Yeah, what are you doing, Dad? I'm going for a walk. I don't think you should go for a walk today. No, I think I should go for a walk. No, you shouldn't take a walk for at least a couple days. I don't know. I like that whole scene a lot. But I love they brought back his son, like the actual actor.
Yeah, the actual actor, yeah. And he's been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before. I'm not sure what other movies he's in. But I like how they brought him back.
Yeah.
I think all the characters are really good. Anya Taylor-Joy does a good job, as she did in Split. Glass's mom, don't know who plays her. But
no, I don't know either.
Like, everyone.
Yeah, everyone was
Bruce
good.
Bruce Willis does great. And I feel like even though Bruce Willis is Bruce Willis,
it works for this movie,
And even Samuel Jackson, like, it doesn't empower. Like, they're, like, okay, let's talk about James McAvoy, SML. I don't know, I hate when people call him that.
What?
Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Samuel Jackson. I never
Nick on Kind of Funny started calling that. Like, no one calls him that.
Samuel
SML.
L. Jackson?
I was just trying to...
No, it'd be SLJ.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel,
whatever.
but even still, yeah.
See, I got it wrong.
It's like Sir Pat Stew.
Okay.
Sir Patrick Stew. But yeah,
Samuel Jackson, James McAvoy, Bruce Willis. Despite them being huge stars as they are, they don't empower the film. Like, their star power doesn't come into play for me at all. I don't know. Maybe I'd take myself, like, out of it. Like, I don't see
100%.
them at all.
I think Bruce Willis is definitely Bruce Willising through this a little bit, as he normally does.
Way. Yeah,
and I just think that's what he's in a lot of the movies he's been in as recently. He kind of gives... Actually, I shouldn't say that. In this one, I felt like he did give a little bit more. I felt like he was actually a little bit more invested, and it seemed like still David Duke from the one that we saw in Unbreakable. David Dunn. Sorry. But in most other movies I've seen him in recently, I feel like he's kind of just shirking through. But I will give it to him in this. I did not.
I'll agree. You know, he's an older action star actor, and they fall into those tropes like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Dolph Lundgren, and you can.
But I thought he was awesome.
He doesn't play that trope.
I gotta give McAvoy credit for him, just the way he switches.
There's even more personas in this movie that we didn't. Some we only hear about in
the other
Split.
ones. Yeah,
and now they actually. I couldn't tell if there were new ones or they were just ones we haven't heard of. Like Jade was one because I watched Split recently. Mm-hmm. If you didn't see, you can go watch our review of Unbreakable. Yeah. Shameless plug.
No big
deal. There's more personas that you don't see any of in Split. Because actually in Split, it's like relatively designated towards the Horde. Barry, Kevin at the end, and then
Patricia and the little
Horde.
kid.
The Horde is technically
the Horde's all of them together.
Really?
The Horde's just their person. That's what they call themselves. They are the Horde, and then the
Beast
is the Beast.
But like Barry would reference the Horde as in like I thought they were like the evil characters like Dennis.
That could be like
Patricia,
the people who were going along with the Horde.
The evil people.
Because she goes at one point when he's as Patricia, she's like, "There's still 10 of us left that believe in him. We'll be fine." Or something. She says. So I think there's I don't know exactly how many personalities there's, but that would make sense.
It's like 20 or something.
I think the people who are in league with the Beast are technically considered the Horde, but I just kind of took it as he was the Horde. And
sure.
The Beast.
Whatever.
Yeah. But I did like the name drops. I like what was his name?
The Overseer.
The Overseer. I like that a lot.
I thought they were calling him the Hood in the first movie or
something.
They
did something like
that's
that.
That's really like cliche.
But even just I really love just the silhouette of him just in the rain, just as simple as a rain poncho. I think he looks cool.
And I think shout out to M. Night Shyamalan, not being from Philadelphia is
a lot of Philadelphia love.
I think I like this movie even more because it's in Philadelphia because it's everything's so
you see
relevant.
Yuki, you see all the
it's really cool. There's not as many. I feel like Split and Unbreakable reference Philadelphia a little more. There's a lot of on the nose references in Split because there's Phillies magnets everywhere and you see a lot of it. But in a way, once they're in the asylum or not the
they're
asylum,
they're
the hospital. Yeah. It's kind of toned down a little bit. There's not really Philly references, but we get the skyline a few times.
Yep.
And they're typing Philly vigilante.
It's funny seeing a fake building in there. They introduced these I can't remember Osaka building.
And I was like, is that a reference to something?
Yeah.
You know what? I thought of what's from Die Hard, Nagashima.
Oh yeah, that's so totally what it. Yeah,
that's what I thought
or whatever it is. Yeah, that's totally what it was. That's totally reference to that. That's funny shit. I'm trying to think of what else in the beginning of the I think it was a little slow to get going. And in my opinion, at the beginning a little bit, but then because I should say that.
Okay.
Up until he gets to the Horde, when that action scene when he saves the girls, and then that kind of beginning spot when we're in the hospital, it sort of dragged for me just a bit. But I still thought it, for the most part, it kept its pacing up. I wasn't bored really at all. I thought it was kind of weird how terrible the security was in there. I felt like, but that's a nitpick for another time. I'm trying to think. Anything else on like the beginning, the more beginning?
Not really. I mean, we can talk about M. Night Shyamalan's character, who's apparently now canonized as this like just random dude who happens to be at the oh, did I see the Satan 15 years ago? And then he was working security at that apartment building that the doctor was at, and then he was again.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. He was the drug dealer.
I really like this little like universe he kind of built, and I want to play into that when we talk about the end, because I think. Sure. I think the movie does set up for a sequel, but I think in like a different way that not necessarily means M. Night Shyamalan's gonna do a sequel. Yeah. I think it just sets up a world that where, hey, like maybe other movies can like fit into this.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, and then so we like all the main characters.
Yeah, I think so.
Or the three.
I think for the most, I think all three of them were pretty well done.
Yeah, like McAvoy and Split, you'll love him here. It's the same.
I did really like Samuel L. Jackson's glass of like how he's just thinking through, and you can tell he is smart as fuck. Like when he's talking, I like when he goes in the room and he's talking about the car backfiring to her, and he's like, "It does that every night at whatever time." Blah blah blah. I never. And then about he talks 2-3 minutes.
While, yeah.
That's I really liked his character.
I think this movie kind of reminds me of Watchmen in a way. Not necessarily like it's tropes. Watchmen is very not aware of itself, but like it's a commentary, but like it's not at the same time. It's supposed
to. Well, I think it's in the way of these are their own superheroes totally, and like even the Batman exists in the Watchmen universe and stuff like that, like the Batman comics and all that stuff.
Not the original
as comic books, That's
it's comic books,
not as actual
heroes. Yeah.
So like I do see that in the way of like. They're these heroes that are inspired by what we know as comic books to do good. Well, it's actually even funny in Watchmen. I'm pretty sure the big comic trend in that is pirates, because there's
the legend of the whatever.
Because superheroes are actually like real.
Black Sails. I think it's called Legend of the Black Sails.
Did you read Watchmen?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
That's one that's still on my list.
Yeah.
But. I
kind of like not necessarily the story beats, but just the way it's kind of done.
I get what you mean.
Reminds me of Watchmen.
It explores these comic book themes in a new and interesting way. At least,
I think especially like take us out of the comic book movies we're all used to watching. It's very different. It's very real.
It's very grounded.
And it seems like maybe this could happen. I don't know. Like even though like
it's an interesting idea, and even when you get to the end of why this is all occurring and stuff like that, it's like this could. Conceivably be really happening right now.
One thing I didn't like too much were the fight scenes between Beast and Dunn.
I agree.
I feel like there's some of the shots were kind of janky.
I think
sometimes
that was on purpose. To be honest, I do think they weren't going for these big action beat. Of course, like you see in a Marvel.
And I was waiting for the action set piece, and there isn't one.
No, there isn't.
I thought they were going to go to
very character-based,
to the building
100%,
and fight, and I was like, oh shit!
And they really switch that around on you because they make you think that they're going to have this big showdown at the building, and then
it turns it back as a trope. Yeah, like 100%. They talk about it, but like they actually never get to
thousands of people. I really liked it. I did. I thought there was some good twists and turns. I don't think there's that gigantic M. Night. There is a twist, but there's not that gigantic M. Night. You've been a fucking ghost the whole time twists at the end. There was I did like the twist though that we got.
Oh, I really did. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of anything else before we kind of get into the ending. What if I want to go over anything, but I don't think there's really much. I mean, the movie's kind of it is very contained.
Yeah,
it kind of like it's set branches in a way. It kind of like expands itself. This is like a universe building movie in a way. As the others aren't, but it's still very self-contained. Like, even that's what I'm saying, like, we didn't get that giant action set piece, which would have kind of, like, made it a broader world, 100%. But we're so contained in the characters, and it doesn't really go outside to go to, like, random people too much.
Sure.
You know? Like, you're expecting, because you've seen Avengers,
we're going
to break out, and we're going to go into the city, and we're going to fight.
Be shooting someone off into the distance when they get punched.
And hitting the building. Exactly. And like, that never happens.
No, it doesn't. And I do think the movie works all the better for it, and I do agree with the action thing where it's like we don't get these spectacular action scenes. I think they're like the part even when they're fighting outside of the psychiatric ward and he's just kind of punching through the van. Like you're mostly with the people in the van and kind of experience what they're experiencing during that fight. But yeah, I think it works for the movie.
Yeah. It does a lot of different things that I think in any other movie wouldn't work. But I think so in the context and how this is...
And how it's been set up and how it's been presented.
It works.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Do you think you need to see Unbreakable and Split to see this movie? Or, like, understand it to its full potential?
No. I don't think so. I mean, I definitely think it would help. 100%.
I think if anything, Split.
Sure, I totally agree.
I think you can get away with not seeing Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Mind you, the seeing every movie perfectionist that I am is like, yeah, you need to fucking see both movies to understand.
Let's put it this way: as long as you're aware of Unbreakable, I think you can watch Split and this no problem. Because even I didn't see Unbreakable before I saw Split. And then by the end, we got to it.
Yeah, but that was way different.
Yeah,
too.
no, but like we got to the end, and you see David at the end, and he's like, when he mentions Glass, and I was like, oh, so this is a fucking superhero movie, basically. And that I told you this. For me, Split wasn't really doing it until that last key for me. I don't know why. I was
maybe because I watched it knowing that, and it was different for me.
Like I was like, oh, his psychotic. His psyche allows him to crawl on walls and allows him to do it. It's like, that's a little weird. Then, because I thought we were in this real grounded world, which we are still, sort of, but then we get to David's character and you're like, oh, it's in this world.
I love how Ellie's character, and I guess I'll transition this into the end, how, like, she, you know, when she sits all three of them down, she's trying to explain to them that, like, maybe, like, this is like, at the beginning, you're like, this isn't a delusion.
No, there's no way, yeah.
And then, like, she starts talking to them and kind of explaining it, and then eventually, you know, she sits them all down the room and really lays everything out on the table and goes, like, okay, like, yeah, like, maybe with the Beast, you know, that shotgun was old and those shells could have been old and that could have affected it, and some hit the bars, and the bars were built in 1872 because that's when the Philadelphia Zoo was built, and that's why you could bend them.
I can get in there and break them. Yeah, I can bend it with a...
And I was like, whoa. That's good. I was like, what if she's right? Like, I not that I, like, totally believed her, but, like, I did, like, question it.
There was still stuff I'm like, all right, well, he was lifting, like, cars. Like, just all you'd have to do, I'd be
Here's the thing. I understand what you're saying with Dunn. I don't think that stuff is caught on camera.
No, that's fair. But what I'd say if I was Dunn, I'd be like, all right, if this is bullshit, walk me out to a car. I will lift that shit. If I can't do it, fine. That's it. That's done. I can't do it.
She's also seen what the Beast can do.
True.
You know?
Exactly.
And
I think that does.
I think I do hear what you're saying when they do kind of skirt over the fact that David Dunn can, like, lift shit. And, it's stuff.
There are things he could do to prove. I feel like sort of easily that he is what he is.
Yeah,
but then again,
Glass is the only one that it's like, yeah, he's smart.
He's just super fucking smart,
and that's true.
Yeah, no, I think they do a good job of making you kind of double take yourself. But for the most part, yeah, you are like, no, they have to. She's like, you've seen guys climb on walls, right? It's like, yeah, but he's climbing on a fucking flat wall and doing nothing. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I did like that scene a lot.
Yeah. Getting to the end, so Glass kind of is in on this whole thing.
Yeah, he is the mastermind. He really is. Yeah.
He really, like we find out, like, he's been playing Ellie, the doctor character, like, kind of from the beginning, but she's also been playing us. We find out that she is part of, like, an organization that's been keeping these superhumans, like, under check and, like, getting rid of them and explaining them through, like, science or even, like, medical terms, and just kind of expunging them from history.
Whether it's been, like, actually killing them, or she seems to be, like, literally just trying to convince people out of it.
Yeah,
like, it's like,
and that's what the original plan
was.
That's
that's what she was trying to do, was trying to basically make them think that they weren't, so that way nothing happens.
Yeah, so we figure out she's part of, like, I like how they don't get into it too much. There's a secret society that's been getting rid of superhumans for, like, 10,000 years, and it's like, whoa. And like, she says, like, while Glass is dead, you know, we find out that the Beast's dad was on the train that Dunn was on, which was really cool.
Yeah, I think that was a good time.
And I like the way they kind of, like, he knows that. And I was like, oh shit, was that coincidental? But I'm like, no, I don't think he didn't plan that one.
No, I think the beginnings for Unbreakable. Yeah, he just was causing these accidents, hoping to find someone like David.
And he got two.
And he got lucky with David, and little did he know, because I think you see him in that scene when he opens the file and he drops it and goes into... That's when he realizes that he also created the beast. Yeah. So I don't think he knew that from the beginning.
He did.
But he did know that at that point, by the time we got to that point. No. And yeah, that's what I guess Anya Taylor-Joy's character was looking up to when she found out, because she was doing all the investigating with the parents.
No, that was...
Or was that the other guy?
That was Dunson.
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 But no, I really thought that, because when they die... So, the Beast is dead, Glass is dead, Dunn's dead. And I was like, I was like, shit. But then I did love the whole wraparound of she's going through the comic book store and you hear, and she overhears the guys talking. She's like, no, he's the mastermind. He has everything thought through from the beginning to the end, and no one else does.
And you kind of think that that's the secret organization, that they were the ones who really like had everything thought through, but like no, and twist. He was streaming all the camera feeds to
a private site or something. A private
site. I guess he sent the emails out to Casey Dunson and his mom.
Yeah.
And then they share it with the world. And I like how kind of like, even though like Glass was evil,
his goal was to just expose
his mom was still, or like they were cool with his mom.
No, his mom
being part of this little group.
Yeah,
anymore.
it's like,
I was like, you know,
her son was a mass murderer, but
yeah, you know, your dad. Like,
well, but see, and I don't even know if he was
not killing, but like
he wasn't even killing his dad was the one that he wanted to find. It was he was killing all these innocent people to find David.
Yeah,
and
true.
And it's
cool. I think it's cool and too. Like what you know, the movie ends with Dr. Ellie like finds out and she like walks out of the room and like screams,
freaks out. Yeah, like
now the world knows. And we see that scene.
And I mean, they could probably do their best to try and cover that back up, but once that's out there like that's almost, and like the way it even looks. Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
And I was thinking on the car ride back here, and I was like, what if they did like a sequel, but like M. Night Shyamalan didn't do it.
Yeah.
And M. Night set up this universe that, hey, maybe like another director can come in and like create a story within this universe that really has nothing to do. He set up the origin story, the origin
of the Unbreakable universe. But
yeah,
I totally
not even the Unbreakable universe, but
that
universe,
the
origin of the world, the world building story.
Yeah.
Now we have this world. A
that
foundation
we can use,
to build upon.
True.
And because he says that, and he's like, his mom's like, oh, I thought this was like the limited edition, like the fight, like the big fight where the stereotypical thing happens. Is like, no, this was an origin story, and it's like, shit, like it's really cool.
Dude, when he gets like, anytime he gets injured, it's fucking hard to watch.
I would love to hear M. Night Shyamalan talk about comics because he
would too. Yeah.
He has to know a lot. I mean,
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of them are like stereotypical tropes. But I feel like you've had to
have to know this stuff. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. I did. I thought it was different. I thought it was interesting. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely mine.
Yeah, it was getting like some bad reviews. I don't really understand why. I don't know. Maybe if you're not into comic books, you might not like it.
Maybe it is that. Yeah, that might be it. I don't know. And even like I think it's probably just like a little bit below, maybe just as good as Split, in my opinion. I enjoyed it just as much.
Yeah. But I think I would enjoy it. I think it's definitely worth a second watch now that you know the ending, because it's always that if there's like a big
you can kind of look
twist at the end and like going back and watching it.
Maybe you can see your hand
like,
with the
kind of realizing like that I didn't understand the tattoo things at first.
That's
but
just it's just for the secret society. I see.
I was like, are they powered people? Like, are they supers? That's what I thought at first. I was like, is she like another superhuman?
And she's here to like test them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought at first. But very cool movie.
For sure.
I was gonna say, looking forward to see what happens next, but we might not. This might not.
And honestly,
and I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think it'd be interesting
to see the universe again,
to build upon this.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. Anything else?
Yeah, I think we've hit everything.
All right.
Again, very self-contained film. I feel like that's why the review's short. There's not a lot going on.
No.
It's very self-contained. It knows what it's trying to be. It doesn't involve all these outside forces.
Very true.
It's a good film. I would recommend seeing Unbreakable and Split first, though.
At least Split.
Yeah. Though you might be okay.
I think you might be able to skirt by. But yeah, I think that I agree. All I can do is echo your sentiment. Housekeeping after or before the log out?
No, let's do it right now. So, if you might have noticed on the last podcast we did with the CW Elseworlds talking about what's it called? Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yep.
We have some new equipment. One is a tripod, which you can't see.
Yeah.
One is a light, which is in the back. We're still fiddling with. Unfortunately, we had some like insane technical difficulties today.
It was weird.
It was really some weird shit.
Yeah, but we got it.
I think we got it up, but I think the settings between this episode and last episode might be a little different. But we do have an LED light panel that helps with the light.
So hopefully,
to make everything
you can see our beautiful faces more
better. Yeah, of course, lighting is always finicking with shit, so it's not going to be perfect right away, but hopefully we can iron it out.
Exactly.
And then the pop filter, which is this little screen thing on the front of the mic, which helps with the P's and the F's and the S's.
And all those harsh sounds. So hopefully it's making it easier on your ears.
Yeah,
listen to our sweet, sweet sounds.
Coming up for the rest of the month, we're going to be reviewing Titans at some point soon. Trio still has to watch it.
Yep.
And then we're going to view it.
Hopefully next weekend. I'm going to try and get it done by next weekend.
Yeah. So that way, and then next month, we're going to do an MMO cast, talking about MMOs. We're going to review Kingdom Hearts 3. Hopefully by the end of the month, I should be...
I was going to say, do you guys think you're going to be able to finish that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. No, that's great.
I feel like I'm really going to grind through that game.
No, that's good. That's that's how I was with Red Dead. When it came out, I was just like, on it.
Yeah, and it's not like a Red Dead level game.
No, of course.
It's going to take a lot quicker to finish.
Yeah.
But, and then we're still deciding, I think, what we're doing on the movie. We're thinking Aelita Battle Angel, but we're not...
Not quite sure. Maybe if there is another animated movie that's not cropping up in my mind that we could do. But yeah, right now it's looking like Aelita.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Think that about wraps us up, Gooch, right?
Indeed.
Awesome. Thank you all for watching live. If you're watching live with us, we really appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Delco Network, as well as YouTube. Just search Delco Network. You can find us on our Twitter and Instagram page at the Delco Nerds, as well as this in podcast format on most major podcast services.
Yeah, and remember, leave us some feedback. That always helps us.
A review goes a long way. Yeah, seriously, it really does on there.
And we don't really pimp it out. We probably should fit it into the intro.
100%.
We do have a website, DelcoNerdNetwork.com. All this information is there except for the audio podcast.
Yes,
but you can listen to them on there.
Very true. Did I miss anything?
No, I think we should pimp the site more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, our site has all this information.
Yeah, all of our stuff, whatever letter every 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for that. For Gooch, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.